Hey, and welcome to the Winning Daily Show. We're here live on October the 27th. Big Wednesday filled with a lot of action. We got some Major League Baseball to get into for the World Series. We got a little NHL. We got a lot of soccer, Serie A, La Liga play in their leagues. We got some EFL Cup action and a whole lot of NBA action mixed in with some player props. So be sure to come in, watch Winning Daily, so you win daily. Let's start out in Major League Baseball and the World Series. We got off to a hot start in the World Series with the Atlanta Braves yesterday, getting a slight plus. Really like that. We're going to flip things over on this side, and we're going to take the Houston Astros. But we're going to take the Houston Astros on the run line, -1.5. I'm not totally sold on this pitching matchup here, but I didn't like the way Max Fried looked the other night, giving up a lot of homers in that closeout game versus the Dodgers. So I think the Astros will either win big or they're going to lose this game outright. But I really like the run line here on the -1.5. You're getting +170 on that one. So Houston Astros run line -1.5, +170. I mentioned how I didn't like the way Max Fried looked. Udikwe hasn't looked all that great as well in this postseason. So where are we going? We're going the over. That would be my big bet on this World Series game. It almost hit that over the other day, but today it's definitely going to hit that over. 8.5, -120. I'd ride the Atlanta Braves, Houston Astros, -120. If I had to choose between my run line bet at +170 and the over, I'm riding the over. Let's go over. I think this will be a high-scoring game. Let's move on to the NHL. We only got one NHL matchup we liked today, and that's going to be the Dallas Stars, -143 versus Las Vegas here. Really like Dallas. Really think the value is really, really good at -143 here for the Dallas Stars. I think this is just a easy win. Las Vegas going on the road to Dallas, just coming off a home game, which they ended up winning versus Colorado. They were coming off a really bad streak of losing about 4 straight there. Dallas coming off a loss to Columbus, but at home, been solid coming off last home game versus LA, win 3-2 there. Let's continue to ride Dallas so far at home this year over the Vegas Golden Knights at -143. All right, let's get into the EFL Cup. We aren't going to take individual bets. We're going to make a parlay. And remember, this is not in the three-way. This is too advanced, so not in regular time. These are teams too advanced. So Liverpool, Tottenham, Leicester, and Brentford, all too advanced. That as a 4-team parlay, that's +371 here. Really, really like that. At plus, I like here. Liverpool, Tottenham, Leicester, Brentford. 2 advance, +371. Liverpool should be easy. Tottenham should advance here over Burnley. You got the 2 there. Leicester City versus Brighton and Brentford versus Stoke City. Brentford going to Stoke City, but Brentford's a much better club than Stoke City. Even if they play their secondary guys should be better. Stoke City coming off. The one that's tricky is probably Leicester here, but I think Leicester will put a lot into it considering they're the defending champions here. So Liverpool, Tottenham, Leicester, Brentford, 2 advance, +371. Next up, let's go to La Liga. Midweek action in La Liga. Valenciano versus Barcelona. We're going both teams to score, -150 in this one. Valenciano played pretty solid football of late. Really like this matchup here versus Barcelona. You know Barcelona's trouble defending. We got this bet on Sunday. Remember, both teams to score, Barcelona, Real Madrid. So Rayo Valenciano, Barcelona, both teams to score, -150 here in that one. Next up in La Liga, big matchup, Osasuna versus Real Madrid. Osasuna playing really, really good. 6 in the table so far. Can they move in? They're at home versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid coming off a Barcelona matchup on Sunday, which they dominated. But I think midweek, they'll be a little shaky. They'll put a light lineup out there. I think Osasuna could take that one. Protect yourself. Go draw no bet. Don't take that 14-1. Reduce it by half. Draw no bet. Plus 700 for Osasuna in this matchup versus Real Madrid. Osasuna playing very, very good football of late. I think this is a good matchup here for them overall. They have had a 0-0 draw with them in the past, last year, January 9th. So they are capable of staying with them. Next up, we're going to Serie A. Two matchups here. Juventus plus 160 to win 0 versus Sassuolo. Sassuolo has not looked good so far this year. Yes, Sassuolo has given Juventus trouble in the past, especially on the defensive side of things, but Juventus seems to have that defensive side buttoned up. They gave up an early goal to Inter, but then they shut things down. I look for them to cruise here. If you're looking for a bet, Juventus to win Serie A. I think Juventus is gaining steam, more and more steam here. Juventus plus 160 to win Serie A here. But in this matchup, 160 to win 0 over Sassuolo. Next up, at Atlanta, minus 130 versus Sampdoria. I think this one is as easy. Yes, Atlanta's played a lot of games, jam-packed in here, but they tend to take care of these teams pretty easy, especially the ones on the poor side. They should be able to score enough to just outwork Sampdoria, even if it's not their full impressive lineup. At some point, the good players will come in. They'll put the pressure on Sampdoria. They'll get the win. Minus 130 on the three-way for at Atlanta. And lastly, let's go here. Lazio, Fiorentina, both teams to score minus 170. This should be a really, really entertaining matchup. So if you're looking for the best matchup to watch today in Serie A, Lazio, Fiorentina, check that one out. Should be an entertaining matchup. I do like Fiorentina a little bit here head-to-head, but not enough to put a bet on it. But might be a sneaky little underdog ride here in Fiorentina over Lazio. But both teams to score minus 170. All right, let's jet things off to the NBA. We're going Sacramento Kings plus 8 over the Phoenix Suns. Sacramento Kings let me down a little bit last week, but they did get some wins in there for me, but I'm going to continue riding them. I think plus 8 here is too much for this Phoenix Suns team. I think this will be a tight, close game. I think Sacramento really has a good team here. Playing small with Phoenix, I think this will be a good game. I think they'll cover that 8. Next, we're going with the Wizards plus 4. This is a play on how bad the Wizards played the other night versus the Nets. We gave you that pick, but we like the Wizards tonight plus 4 versus Boston. Boston coming off a tight overtime game versus Charlotte. They seem to have gotten back on track 2-2, but I still don't love the way they're playing. So I think the Wizards can go in there and cover this 4-point spread. That's what we like in the NBA. 2 matchups today. Not a lot of good lines that I love too much, but we do got some player props. We're going with John Morant. Points, rebound, and assist over 38.5, minus 113 in his matchup versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Also, like the value of the double-double here, plus 275. Next, Lauri Markkanen in this matchup versus the Clippers. I think he'll be in foul trouble. His defensive liabilities will come back to haunt him versus Paul George. They'll find too much trouble to hide him. I like under the 5.5 on the rebounds, under the 20.5 on the points, rebounds, and assists for Lauri Markkanen. Moving on, Darius Garland. We're going to lean heavy on Darius Garland here, over the 16.5 points. So, piece that together with Darius Garland leading scorer in the game, 14-1. I just think there's good value there. Do I think it'll hit? No, but it's a nice little long shot to put in there. You have the Darius Garland over 16.5 points. Like the way he looked coming back the other day. Continue to ride Darius Garland. Then we're going Trae Young. He should have a big, big day here today versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Over 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Over points, 25.5. Definitely hit those up. And then Boogie. Bogdan Bogdanovic hasn't started out really well, but he tends to get off to slow starts. But I think this game will be one he'll be able to hit. Over 2.5 three-pointers made. Over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's always in and around that number. He's about 5 rebounds, 5 assists. So if he can get his 15, 16 points, that should be an easy number to hit at 18.5 on points, rebounds, and assists. Flipping things over to the Washington Wizards, Spencer Dinwiddie, over 15.5 points, minus 113, and then Spencer Dinwiddie, leading scorer, plus 4,000. I think this has a chance. Dinwiddie always has a chance to be a leading scorer in this game. Yes, you got Tatum. Yes, you got Brown. Yes, you got Beal, especially in that Tatum-Beal matchup. They like to try to score, but I think Spencer Dinwiddie is a sneaky little thing at 40-1. You're looking at value here, not at who necessarily is going to be the leading scorer, but I think 40-1, a little too many points here for a chance for Spencer Dinwiddie to get hot. Heat Nets game, net game of the night. We got a couple plays on here. Bam Adebayo, over 4.5 assists. Really think that offense is going to run through Bam tonight with these sort of poor play at the low post position for the Nets. James Harden, over 2.5 3-pointers made. He's gotten off to a slow start. Look for him to break out a little bit tonight. Easily hit that 2.5 3-pointers made segment. Kyle Lowry, we're big on Kyle tonight. Over 14.5 points, over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think the poor Nets defense shows up again. I think Kyle Lowry's going to play big in this game, so I like the 14.5 points, like the 25.5 points, rebounds, assists. Lastly, we're going under on a couple PJ Tuckers here. Under the 3.5 points, even money plus 100. Definitely think he hits that. Yeah, he'll play and guard Kevin Durant, but there's so many things there. One, he'll be too tired on the offensive end to really make a difference on that side of things. Two, he could get in foul trouble, and he won't play those minutes. And three, I think the points, rebounds, and assists, 9.5, way too big. Say he gets 6 points, 3 rebounds. That's not even hitting it. So PJ Tucker under the 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists, under the 3.5 points. All right, those are our daily plays of the day. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our shows. We just got up a football time with Achilles Reign, recapping the week 7 of the NFL season. Don't want to miss that. Dynamite David is in the studio tomorrow to do our college football best bets of the week and preview of the college football week 9 season. College football closing down quickly. We'll see what he has as his best bets of the week. Don't want to miss any of that. And be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss Winning Daily. So you win daily. That's our show, and we're out.